Hi folks, thanks for joining us. This is vlog number 8.
Yeah, already.
Doesn't take long.
Nearly.
2 months, that's good. I guess Jesse's really spurred us on with this social media and introduced us to a whole new way of reaching out with our community. In fact, we've decided that we're taking it upon ourselves to now do a monthly Insta meetup. It's been a terrific way. We've met some wonderful people, but a great way to meet like-minded people, get some help with some of your camera technique, and I think it's going to be a very enjoyable endeavour. In fact, what we've done with Jesse, you might notice we're one short today, is we've actually got him out in the field. He's now our official Instagram scout meetup location man, isn't he?
Yeah.
So should we just check in and see how Jesse's going?
Yeah.
All right, so here's Jesse's video from Cotton Tree.
Hi folks, my name's Jesse Dalal. I am the Wild Traveller on Instagram. So I'm out here at Cotton Tree, out at the river mouth at Maroochydore. And as you can see, you've got Maroochydore in just the background there. And I just wanted to talk to you today about being on Instagram and using locations and being mindful of locations and also Instameets. So getting started on locations, as you can see, I'm in a very open space. The sun's quite high up in the sky. So I just want to give you some context about what location means and how it can be useful for you when posting on Instagram and when just out shooting, and the value of being in a certain place. So as you can see here, as I mentioned earlier, the space is open. So there's a lot of different things you can shoot. You know, you've got some trees there, you've got some people here, you've got some more people fishing behind me there. And what this allows for, when you've got the buildings of Maroochydore as well behind me now, is all sorts of different content. You can shoot down low near the sand, you can shoot down low at the waterfront. When the tide's low and there's lots of little bits of water in the sand, you've got reflection central. There's so many different great opportunities. I can't stress enough the importance of location. Even if you're not using the location tag at the top of your post on Instagram, maybe using a hashtag. It's really important if you want to actually engage with people in the area, tag the photo with the location. So you've got the two options. You've got the top of the page on your post. There's the area there when you're posting to actually tag it into the location. So that's the location tag. You also have the option to hashtag your location. So for example, here at Cotton Tree, I can use Cotton Tree Beach, Maroochydore river mouth. There's quite a few tags I could think of just off the top of my head. Also because I love shooting here, I'm down here quite regularly, and if you look through my gallery, you'll see stuff from here quite a lot. So I just want to emphasize that the location where you shoot can be really valuable to actually indicate when you've put up a post. Further to that, and somewhat related, is Instameet. So I've hosted an Instameet here before, and again, where you put an Instameet on can really dictate what kind of content you're going to get, the kind of people that will show up. Even there's a lot of variables involved with where you host an Instameet and the effectiveness of your location when it comes to hosting a photography meetup. And even if you don't want to be hosting and you just want to attend, really think about, oh well, where is that meetup happening? Do I want to shoot there? Am I wanting to wait for another meetup? And don't be afraid to host one yourself. You know, get a couple of mates. It doesn't have to be a big meetup, you know, just do a private thing. If you want to get lots of people involved, reach out to people, find one of those other mediums like meetup.com and just get involved. It's so much fun to get out there and meet like-minded people. That's how I started, and that's how I built up my following. So if that's your goal, get out to the Instameets. They're amazing and they're so much fun. So I think I'll leave it at that for the moment. Thanks Rich and Jay for giving me this opportunity to be out in the field, just showing everyone how this all works and providing some knowledge for everyone to share. So if you have questions, check out the comment section, ask away, send me a message on Instagram. I'm always keen to know what you want to know. Just learn. I can't stress that enough. Thank you.
Thanks, Jesse. Keep scouting for great locations, mate, and bringing them to us, and keep up the tips, mate. It's good work.
Thanks, Rich and Jay. It's awesome to be working with you guys on these vlogs each week.
Thank you.
Yeah, good one, mate. Okay, mate, so where are we at? Did you enjoy last night?
Oh, I did. Yeah, that was really good. We went to Ted's camera store in Maroochydore and had the official Sunshine Coast launch of the Sony A9.
A9. Yeah.
Yeah.
What a bit of equipment that was.
Oh, I think they've really advanced the technology in cameras, and I think people like Nikon and Canon are going to have to up their game to try and compete with what they brought out, if it all works the way it should. And what we tried last night, it certainly does the job.
Absolutely. Sony is that one company that is in the forefront of their mind is research and development. So, they're always pushing the boundaries. But this new camera that we saw last night, the A9, they were very focused towards that sports photographer, the high frame rate, made available either through an electronic shutter or a mechanical shutter. On top of the frame rate, the speed of, I think the one thing that was outstanding is, sure, we've had cameras in the past that can get close to 20 frames a second, but how many of them were actually in focus? That was always going to be the weakest link. So having a non-mechanical electronic shutter, this camera is going to be able to focus at 20 frames a second, and refocusing between each one. And what was the other outstanding part is there's no
No blackout.
No blackout, that's right.
So no mirror hopping up and down because the mirror
that's
and
right.
full frame as well, which is pretty good.
I'd really encourage you to check it out. If you are a sports photographer, wildlife photographer, then this is really a camera that Sony has designed just for you.
And the one thing that when they handed it around last night and we all had to go was he turned the simulated shutter speed sound off, so it ran completely silently. So it was quite shocking to pick the camera up and press that button down, hold it down for 1 second, and you've taken 20 shots.
Yeah, that's right.
Without even knowing it. We've all accidentally taken photos of our feet and so forth.
That's right.
Well, now you can take 20 photos.
Your feet in a second. It was straight. I took some of those cards home last night, and I was just flicking through just to see if there's anything that we could use for the shop. But if you keep your finger on the flick button, strangely enough, at 20 frames a second, it's not far off 24.
Like
it was
speed,
like watching the video. I thought that was very cool as well.
Yeah, the other thing was it has 690 odd focus points. I mean, this one's here 61. It's like a huge big difference in the way the modes with active track and
variable speed transitions. It's terrific.
He was saying that between when it's doing that 20 frames per second, it's refocusing at 60 times a second. It can refocus and read the exposure faster than the frame rate, so that every single frame will be in focus and exposed correctly, even if you're swinging it around.
Amazing stuff.
Yeah.
All right, okay, mate. What else have you been up to?
Oh, not much. I haven't had a chance much to take some photos. I only got out the other day and with my daughter, and she wanted me to take some photos of her and the dog. Which I'll show you on these pictures there. I went out. I've been a few times trying to get. It's a border collie that my daughter has, and I've been trying to get shots of it in motion. It's a very fast dog, an active dog, and I've been trying different settings, setting the focus mode to like AFC, the continuous thing, and trying to changing from 1 point to try and keep that on maybe its eyes, something to 9 points to keep it on its head, and I just can't obviously keep that up with the dog, and I'm finding it very difficult to get a sharp photo of the dog when it's running towards me, basically at a fair speed, so it's changing that focal distance all the time. And I guess that Sony A9 would probably solve that problem.
Absolutely. I noticed one of the wildlife photographers there last night was very interested in it. Probably for that reason, the frustration that you've got there with that dog is something that he probably gets on a weekly basis, going to do bird photography. And that fellow I know quite well, Peter Odekirk, and he travels over the whole world to get those shots. So, taking a trip overseas to come home and out of focus shots, you'd be very disappointed.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, especially if you only had one opportunity of a particular, bird or whatever. It's I can keep going and practicing with my dog every time we take it to the park.
That's right.
Eventually, I guess I'll get a sharp shot. But it's kind of frustrating to do that. So, some of them shots you see in like National Geographic of those animals in motion, they've probably had the same issue where they've taken hundreds of photos to get that one good one. So, I'll get there one day. And I'll put this photo. It's not totally sharp, but I quite like the shot. The action shot. But while we were there, also I took a couple of shots of like my daughter and the dog Not that one. Not this one.
That's right.
I love that shot. Shallow depth of field.
Yeah.
She's actually put that up on her Instagram page and got more likes on this photo than.
Is that right?
Yeah. You know, she has a couple of thousand followers, so I don't know, I like it too. I don't particularly like dogs licking my face, but you can see the attachment between her and the dog. They love each other. So
yeah, for sure. It's almost a bit reminiscent of the dog in the tucker box.
Yeah. Or there was one of the other shots. I don't know if you saw that. Pretty much is that.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Dog on the tucker box.
Spot on. Spot on.
Yeah. So it's an interesting challenge trying to photograph moving animals and. Different, I guess. I do a lot of motorsport photography, and I don't know. I seem to get them sharp. I don't know why, and they can be moving. I guess probably because the front of the car is so large, and I can keep that focus. It's a group of 9, say, on the grille or the headlight or whatever. If it's coming towards me, and then it'll continually refocus. But trying to keep those points on a dog's eye or a dog's face. Yeah. Especially when they're moving around.
Well, I think that was Peter Oderkirken's point last night. Is birds don't fly in a nice straight line. It's erratic movement, and I guess it would be the similar thing with your dog. And I guess too, relative distance from you to the dog, I guess too, is going to make a big difference there as well.
Yeah. So even though I tried shooting at f8 just to give it a high depth of field, so if I could, even if I wasn't fully focused in the right spot, it still didn't work. So interesting challenge, but
absolutely.
I'll keep trying. What have you been up to, Rich?
Mate, well, I'm on semester break from USC. So we've finished the first semester, and I've really enjoyed it. In all respects, the teaching aspect, but what I've just learnt by seeing the techniques that the students use for Photoshop. There's how many different ways are there to do one thing in Photoshop, but it's been nice to see and have my mind open to the different options. Would you like to see some of the images?
Yeah.
So this term was about stock photography, so taking photographs and having them on sale on websites like Getty's or Image Brief. I suppose if you looked at, trying to take that on as a serious career path, making money out of stock imagery, you can imagine how many photographs there are stacked into those websites. So it was all about pushing their boundaries and creating a little bit of fantasy type images and things like that.
Stands out. And,
so this last assessment task was simply that. It was a completely mystical, that had nothing to do with reality, but it was for the purpose of stock photography. That's what it was for. So let me show you the first one, for example. Dennis Fox with the fire coming out of his eyes. So, there'd be lots of men's portraits, but gosh, that could be used for so many things. I don't know, the eye drops. There's so many things that could be used for in a commercial sense. I really enjoyed that. He's got another one there with him trapped inside his own computer. I can see an IT company of some sort, using that, phone for help.
Yeah.
And Xanthi, I thought this was an absolute standout. Xanthi's image there of the girl in the bottle on the beach. I just think it's so well done. And their actually assessment task, they have to take screenshots and show their process of how they actually arrive at that image. And there is multiple layers there. Like I'm talking 50, 60 layers, I would think, all separately done. Even the water, the ripples in the water you see there, completely done by using techniques and brushes on Photoshop. Wow. It's really gone to a whole new level.
Yeah, and even the reflections in the bottle.
And you see the palms of her hands where it's touching the bottle. Even they have been flattened and lightened to give the illusion of pushing against glass. Yeah. They're really first quality images, aren't they? Message in a bottle, gosh, Women's Day, Health Day, gosh, there's so many things that image could be commercially used for.
Yeah.
It's terrific. I really, really like it. So do you want to see a couple of mine?
Yeah.
I couldn't help it. I was having so much fun with the students.
That's the trouble, eh?
I just get wrapped up in it.
Learning off the students and
exactly.
Try it out yourself.
Try Rivers Kingdom.
Rivers Kingdom.
So look, this is a really, really basic, easy edit. It's simply image blending. The stock image of the castle, Adobe stock, it was one of my 10 free images.
Yeah.
And this is my little boy sitting in our own backyard amongst a patch of weeds. But you'll see there that, how I've blended the light patch where he's sitting, and behind him, you notice I've left a bit of a trail. As if it,
pathway.
well, that's the disguise. That's where that image all meets up, is in that part there. In that black section, and then around here it looks like this is a cliff or a knoll that sort of comes off and the shadows go into the darkness. But I don't think I could have done that image 3 months ago without having sat with the students, seen how they process, and it's a two-way learning experience over there at USC. It really is. And look, an even more simple one again, Castle Moon. That's simply using a stock image again of the castle. It already had the blue tint. It didn't have the red moon there. So the first task I did was getting my little boy's image to be the same colour as the castle. So grayscale, tint to blue. Put it into place. Clone tool it all in. And then I've put a red gradient coming from the moon across. But it was a lot of fun, and I know, like, a lot of people go, oh gosh, Photoshop this, Photoshop that, but it's just an extension, I guess, of your creativity, and you're still using your images.
No different to if you're good with paints. And that was your image in your mind you wanted to create. And you could do it. Goodness knows I couldn't do it with paints, but I can create that in Photoshop. Like
sure, absolutely. So it's something I'm going to continue to do. And I think now that I can do it a lot better, I'm encouraging myself to do it more, because there's nothing I hate worse than bad editing, and it just shows, So really that's where I'm at, mate. I've got a bit of free time on my hands. But I'm really excited about our Insta meetups. I think that's going to be terrific.
We've our next one's on the 16th of June.
Friday the 16th of June.
Sunrise shoot.
So
Beach,
even if you're working that morning, I'll be working that morning, but it's a bump in at 5:45, and we will be off that beach no later than 7:30, 8 o'clock. So plenty of time still to get the sand off our feet, and off to work we'll go.
Off to work.
Yeah, sure.
And I think it's a good. I don't know how many times I always thought, gee, I'd like to get up for a sunrise shoot, but it's more exciting to know that there's going to be other photographers there.
Yeah, sure.
And, we can talk to people and find out different techniques to take shots and things.
That's right.
Compared to just going down there in the dark yourself and taking another shot like you always do, I guess.
And we'll have probably 4 or 5 people that are as volunteers to help on that morning. So don't be concerned that you're going to get out of bed early and make all that effort and not go home with an image. We'll make sure you go home with an image. So we'd really like to see you. All right, okay, Jay. Well, don't forget like, subscribe, check the links below for the videos. There's one on that Insta meetup if you want to check that out, and we'll check with you next week. Thanks.
Thank you.